And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. my 2018 Honda Civic. Shout out to that boy, bro. That nigga...
Yo, that shit has gotten you everywhere.
Faithful.
I was just like thinking about my car, like, you know, knock on wood. But like I haven't had any problems with my car literally in 5 fucking years. I'm sure I'm about due.
It's
I definitely need new tires, but...
Wait, you haven't bought new tires in 5 years?
No, I haven't had any problem. I brought new tires. I need new tires, but like aside from that, like I have put just general maintenance into my car. No fucking issues.
You scared me. I was about to have a heart attack. I was like, yo, you went from Detroit to Pennsylvania to like the Hudson Valley on the same set of tires. Like,
yeah, I think I replaced my tires when I moved here or like a little bit before.
Yeah, you drive a lot now, but you also don't drive a lot. Like how far is your office from your home?
6 minutes.
Okay. So that's really
my
close.
gym is further. My gym is like 15 minutes, but
that's
aside from that,
that's
I really
fucking awesome. Wow. You know, the convenience of living in the city. You know, it is your boy, Christian, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger, because we were just talking about Predator and how you just called my man Joseph from the 3. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? That's amazing. We should just frame this shit. Yo, they didn't have to make him that ugly, right? Like
they really didn't, man. They really didn't.
Really did it.
They really did it.
When they discolor when they take off the mask and his face is like he's got Villalago. Like, why? Why did they do that? They didn't have to do that. And it's just like, yo. And then when he went to the hood, when he went to Manhattan, and he was just like blowing shit up. I
gotta watch.
There's something under there, bro. There's a little. It's the 70s. I get it. When we almost solved racism, and it's probably the closest we ever got to harmony. Like I think the 70s. Like it's everyone was like getting screwed in one way. And it was wonderful because I think everybody was happy and everybody was making more money. I don't know what I'm talking about. I hope the 70s. I think it's a magical time because, you know, I look at the Warriors and all that and everything around that time, and it just sounds fun. I don't know. Sorry, Joseph. Off on a tangent.
It is your other boy, Thriller from the 3, aka Joy from the National Meat Treasure Podcast. And bro, New York in the 60s was fucking wrecked,
70s,
bro.
70s. You're right,
New York until like 2000 was pretty insane, honestly. 90s, 80s,
let's be
70s,
honest.
60s.
Let's be honest, though. New York City's almost back, baby. It is almost as high. The crime is as high as the people are, because cannabis has unleashed the violence that is in all of us, and everyone's just tired. You know what it is? With like 2.5 years of taking shit from everyone's just like done, bro. Like everyone's done. Like I'm done with this employer. Give me your shit. Like
y'all heard about the new
all of it.
The 100-year law, the 100-year-old law that has been struck down by the Supreme Court about the Second Amendment when it comes to New York City.
Oh yeah, like, the SAFE Act kind of being thrown out.
You used to have to have a job where you dealt with money all the time or transported money. Now, you just gotta be a person to get a gat in New York City. Where niggas get shot every day, B.
Without help. Without the help.
Dude, don't even get me started. Legality. Don't get me on my soapbox about politics. Like, gun, that was really, like, our environment.
I'm all about the soapbox.
Nobody can afford housing, and we're like, let's give everybody guns. That's what we need to fix. Let's give niggas who wear Timbs in the summer guns. That'll fix this country.
Let's give the guys who wear black Air Force Ones, the more armaments, the better. You know?
Dude, all right, can I ask you?
This is horrible, right? I'm going to say a little bit of a hot take. I think we have a mutual friend, and he's one of the sweetest people in the world, has one of the cutest little names. But if you only base his life off his Insta or his personality online, he's terrifying. So and he's always strapped up. He doesn't have just like a pea shooter. He's got like crazy AR-15s with laser guided like points and extra banana clip something, and you know he's like a $120, and that can shake anyone to their core. Just like, you know what? If you don't know him, you would just literally walk away. But yeah, I don't know if we need to have everyone be on the same playing field. Sorry, Joey.
All right.
No, it was Sasha.
You could not. Here's my thing. So I don't know if you guys had all this unique New York experience, but I feel like everyone had at some point had a pair of Timbs that like basically doubled as slippers because they were like so
yes
like. Yeah. You should not be giving those people guns. People who are wearing boots to the point that they are now slippers. Like you ever have like the boots where like those are the boots you put on to like take out the trash.
Yeah.
To, like walk to the corner store.
They're scuffed up. They're teared up.
You might not even put socks on real quick. You know.
No, there's no socks. There is no socks. Only in winter there's socks on because you're wearing socks already. But legally, you're not even allowed to wear socks with Timbs if it's up like 98 degrees. Like, why would you do that? To take out the trash, bro?
Yeah.
But you have to do it because if you live in a place like a project, I lived in Queensbridge.
At any point,
like rats, like when like like it doesn't matter if you're gonna get like it doesn't matter if you're gonna go get like, you know, a pack of like snacks or something. You got to put something on. You can't be gallivanting with flip flops, because I've kicked a rat by accident, and that shit had weight, and it scared the living shit out of me, bro. I am not okay still. Like, that shit has so fucked me up, kicking that thing. It was too big. So, like, yeah, okay.
Rats are very dense for what they are. Like, they're smaller than cats, but weigh the same. It's very jarring to touch a rat, a New York rat.
It's too much. No.
Because they're filled with, like, fucking, they're filled with, like railing from the subway that they've been using. They're filled with metal.
They're filled with the flesh of homeless people. That's what they are. They are content.
Another unique New York experience. The niggas who had the beat up Timbs and they had shorts on, and you'd be like, nigga, are you like not wearing socks with those Timbs? And they'd be like, oh, I got socks on, they're ankle socks. I'm like, nigga, you're lying. Like, those are high top Timbs. There's no way.
Why would you do that? That's not even comfortable. Why would you lie about that? That's a really crazy lie. Like, why would you lie about the socks? Like, it's not a big deal.
I've tested several niggas' metal on this. I'll be like, yo, you're not wearing socks. I got ankle socks on, bro. Take your shoes off then. Nigga, I'm not showing you my toes. What are you, gay? Nah, nigga, you don't have socks on.
You wouldn't be showing me your toes if you had socks on, bro.
The Timbs are they're high boot. Why would you wear ankle socks? You're still gonna get those, even if you're wearing ankle socks, you're still getting sweat from your ankles on the high part of the Tim, and you're still scuffing up your ankles.
That is so uncomfortable.
You have ashy ankles, and I know you're not wearing socks, and your toes are crispy. All right, stop lying, you gross Negro.
Like bum shit, like New York City, like bum shit as a kid, like the shit that we would all pull, or some of us really pull more than others, is like it would absolutely floor other people. Like the fact that you could like talk to somebody and they're just doing that kind of nastiness just out in public. Bro, it's
New York being poor. When you're from New York, like being poor does not limit your access to things. Like everybody has said this. You could step out of your house with no plans in New York at 9 a.m. and be naked doing coke with like a $1 million, banker by noon. You know what I mean? Like this is it's a wild city. I don't know if it's still like this, but that's what it was back then.
Should we test it out?
I was homeless for 4 years.
You know what?
I was in all types of ill Manhattan cribs, and even when I wasn't doing drugs, I was still like I had access to drugs. You could just get into shit every single day.
Yeah,
in New York.
So why don't we go? Let's test it out. Nigga? I believe.
Yo, word, pull up on me. I have a place.
Let's do it.
I can stay at.
Oh shit!
We could just hop, skip, and a jump to the city.
Ooh. Let's
get
do
into
it.
Some bullshit and then retreat.
You know what? That's the
we
line,
need to film that. That's a 24/7 like film. Like we just never turn off anything.
Nah, because Joey is also telling another unique New York lie, which is, oh, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from the city. It's a 2-hour train ride. And when a nigga says it's a hop, skip, and a jump from the city, that means he lives in fucking.
He's not that far.
Westchester.
I mean, listen, he's not connected to Whitehall. Like
when niggas say that line, I'm a hop, skipping.
I'm 5 seconds from the ferry by car.
Yeah, from the ferry by car. Who's driving, nigga?
Me, nigga. What the fuck you mean? It's Staten Island. If you're not driving in Staten Island, bro, you're not going anywhere. You're not going
anywhere.
Okay, but here's the thing.
That. It's Staten Island, not the 5 boroughs like that.
It's like
okay, but here's the thing. You're taking the car to the ferry, then you're waiting for the ferry, then you're taking the train from the ferry to somewhere lit because the ferry. Yes. What borough is the ferry in? It's like Manhattan, right? Like the
Whitehall.
You're in the financial district.
Yeah, you're nowhere cool when the ferry.
Actually, hold on.
That's
That's where you're gonna get the rich nigga who's gonna let you
exactly. Why would he even suggest it? Yo, like, where are you gonna find them? Where are you gonna find them at? Where are you gonna find a financial person if not in the financial district? Like, what are you gonna go to like Chipotle in like 34th Street? Like, oh, funny running into you here, sir.
Hold on, Christian. I'm ashamed.
It can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere.
Here's the thing. You don't start your journey in the financial district, my guy. You start at like St. Mark's with the homeless punks. The homeless punk kid is a drug dealer, so he's selling drugs to somebody, to some white girl whose dad is in the financial district. Yes. You don't just go to the financial district and get that. You have to be led there.
You got to be a woman. If you're a woman and you're attractive, you could hit the hit FIDE and you can make it crack. You can make it crack. But yeah, if you're a dude,
you're still an hour and change from somewhere lit. Don't hop, skip it, and jump me, nigga.
Bro, it takes me like all right, 15 minutes to get to my job if there's no traffic. But with normal traffic, it's like 30, 45 minutes in Staten Island. So it's like driving to work for me.
Okay, but bro, see, here's the thing. Like when you live in a city, you tell a nigga 45 minutes. You just told them fucking read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just told them, you'll be there next week then? Okay.
Yeah, we'll reschedule. 45 minutes? All right, I'll see you next week, bro. Thanks.
Bro, I remember when I was living in Allentown, trying to get girls to like come from Philly to see me. That 45, like Philly with no traffic to Allentown, like if you gun it, could be like 45 minutes. But like normally it's an hour 15. Right. But, like it's an easy drive.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Even Stroudsburg's 35 minutes away from Allentown. And like, you down bad when you begging somebody from Stroudsburg to hang out with you. Because there's 6 people there, bro.
There's some
I don't know shit about Pennsylvania, but that sounds
Shout
sad.
out to East Eberg, as they call it, I think. I don't know who the fuck calls that.
I know personally, though, I would definitely drive 2.5 hours easy for pussy. I
think that's reasonable, bro. I think that's actually reasonable. Right. I think that's reasonable.
I'm glad.
Like maybe not like a 2.5 card ride, like solid, like not city traffic, or are we talking city traffic included?
No, not city traffic included. Honestly, if it's supposed to be 30 minutes away and it takes me 2 hours to get there, I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, you're right. I would be too.
But if I'm like in Pennsylvania and you're like, yo, hit up Pittsburgh, it's 3 hours away from where I'm at, I'm gonna be like, all right,
that's kind of accurate. Good for you.
I'll wake up early.
See, a few years ago, I would have agreed with you, but with these gas prices, nope.
You're right.
These gas prices
35 minutes.
Really?
35 minutes tops. I'm going for butt cheeks.
Yeah, I have limited anything.
If it's a flight, that's a new location. That's different. Yeah. Or if I'm like living outside the city and I got to drive an hour into it, then I'll do it. But I live in the city, so I'm not leaving city limits. I leave city limits. I don't think I've left city limits more than once since I've lived in Detroit. I have not driven more than. I drove. No, I can actually count. I went once to a chiropractor. Somebody suggested me, and it was actually a really nice scenic drive. That was about an hour. And I went once for a photo shoot. That was about an hour and a half. Again, very nice and scenic. And that was it. In the a year and 3 months, a year and 2 months that I've lived here, I've left the city limits twice. And I do not intend to do it.
I don't think there's much to do, especially like I'm going to be real with you. Joey, can you get bud delivered to you? Like, okay, I'll preface this. I used to get bud delivered to me many years ago. But it was just some guy who would drop it off and he had to make it this whole big fucking, ordeal. Yeah. I used to hate buying from him, even though his shit was good, because he would make me get in the car from in front of the house. Mm-hmm. I'd give him the money. He'd give me the bud, but for some reason felt the need to drop me off at the top of the block.
And like, you walk back?
Like walk back like a hooker. Like a fucking
Yeah.
like a night walker, bro.
How you get a walk of shame
felt
from picking up
like,
Bud?
yo, bro, and we're talking about like New York City's like Timbs, like that was me, like in like
no
in like
Socksless,
no
sockless
socks
things
in some like random boot,
in the
and
summer.
like in the summer with my nuts like a little like maybe I just came home
drenched.
from work. Yeah. I just switched in, right? I'm back in the game, coach. But you put me at the top of the block, so I gotta go through. So like, I don't know if you never got to go there, Sasha. But so where I lived in East Elmhurst. East Elmhurst is one of those like last places where it's still like kind of oddly hood in eastern part of Queens.
Queen.
It's not really one of those things. But so there would be just these a bunch of like any neighborhood, a bunch of dudes at the top of the block just like staring at you. Like, first off, you're getting weed from outside of the block. They're already pissed off. They're already pissed off. But like, I'm not gonna fuck with your bunk ass like fucking skunk, fucking Reggie. Like like, don't do that to me. Don't disrespect me.
That's brown.
No, I can't do it, bro. I was always a snob about it. But anyway,
Looks like a
so
tumbleweed.
they looked at me, but then I look like a fucking like I literally look like I sucked the man off, and like like just like don't do this to me. Yo, like never gave me a break.
He's jerking him off, bro.
I was almost like at like the like 2.5 year mark. I'm like, you know me. Can you stop this? Like I get it. Boys are really like, you know me, bro. Like, just stop acting like this. Like you would see me every like 2-3 days, right? Because I used to order a lot, and he didn't give a shit. It was one of those things. I love that.
That's actually really sus when you think about it, right? Like, a guy pulls up in front of your house, you get in the car, and then he drives around the block, and then you're walking back like 5 minutes later from another part of the block. What the fuck?
Yeah, it looks crazy, right? It looks crazy, especially in that kind of neighborhood. In any neighborhood like that, where there's people that are paying attention to certain things like that.
You're definitely sucking his dick.
Yeah. They pin you for a few things, but like that neighborhood was weird. I got a lot of respect because of R.I.P. to the goat Chuck. My dog was this big bull mastiff pit bull that terrified the shit out of everyone. So like, that's literally
knowing Chuck, because Chuck was like the oldest idiot.
Yeah, because he doled down after Jackson was born. He like doled all the way down. When we first got him, he was a maniac, like a full on like fucking like. People were telling us that we were kind of crazy thinking of having a kid with him. Around because they were like, oh, like maybe, and they were kind of right, because we went this is a good story. Me and Joni went on our honeymoon, and our friends watched our dog, and it's probably the first and only time anyone has ever watched after our dog. We're just it's just not us, right? So homie had a habit in a lot of pits, and certain dogs, they like biting their leash. So if they bite their leash too much, obviously it frays. If it's a nylon one, done. So I purposely had chain, like metal chain laces, because he tries to bite that, and it's just like, that hurt. Like it just gives him, what he doesn't want to do. But he's a big guy, so I had a full on harness and a martingale collar, so one that gets like tighter as he pulls. So it's supposed to kind of just give him the idea to chill out a little bit. So after, a little edit, I figured out what could help him out. And if you ever have a dog that has impulse control, the head halter that is like the best tool, because it doesn't hurt them. It just makes them do an uncomfortable thing, so they stop pulling. And it's like in minutes. But so I had those two things, and I had these giant chains. So I'd look like a maniac, right? I'm like wrapped around, because he's like, at everything. So like one day, Joni was walking back from like just going around the block with the dog, and everybody had this thing to like go up to him, because he looked like a big stud when you saw him, like big fucking chest, big paws, like just everything you think of. Like his ears look cropped, but he's like they're just naturally pointed. He looks like a supersized French bulldog. So like, it's like literally, you think of a French bulldog, you just inflate him, and that's exactly what Chuck was. So It apparently happened that this dude had a bunch of dogs in his area, and apparently he was having them like fight. So he saw Chuck, and he was like, "Oh, he looked great. I know dogs really well," and he was very protective of Joni, especially when I wasn't there. He almost mauled that man, and she's like, "Can you please just like walk away?" And he's like, "No, I know dogs." And Chuck's like,
"You don't know this dog."
He's literally he would let him. He would get so he wants to get whatever he wants. He would be on his hind paws, drooling and snarling, and you'd be like, wow, this dog is gonna kill me. And for the most part, you're right, you should have ran away from him, because we were on our honeymoon. And back to the story, there was a little girl that had a book bag in the shape of a teddy bear, and Chuck notoriously loved his toys, so he saw this big teddy bear, and he attacked this poor girl. So we had in our head that we should have never had, maybe this dog, but R.I.P. You were great. You love the kid.
I cannot picture Chuck doing anything like remotely aggressive, because like I said, we didn't fall off, but like, I lived in Pennsylvania, you lived in New York, I had no car, we didn't see each other for a while, and when I met Chuck was like what, 13 at that point?
He passed at 10. So
I met Chuck when you moved to the first house in Pete. No, I met.
So he was already like 5-6 years old. He was like 5-6 years old. So he was an older
pretty
dog.
Young to be like a docile dog. 5 or 6 is still puppy-ish.
For his type, the staff like French bulldog kind of mixed. It's like 10-12 years.
So he's like a giantess, like he's super, like he's like a under the giant. He dies real young.
Because the other part is that like he had a lot of medical issues, because just a part of the breed that he's got, was dealing with a lot of different things, between like just allergies kicking his ass. Like it was impossible to get his allergies under control without like having to have like pretty regular injections with him.
I mean, I'll give the audience my view of Chuck. Chuck is the kind of dog that if you meet that dog and don't like dogs, it makes you want like a potbelly pig. Like that was his exact shape and like kind of temperament. Like he's kind of walked around snorting.
Yep. He ended up being like that, like such a mellow dog. And I think it's like literally, it's this weird thing that I don't know if a lot of dogs do this, but it happened specifically with Chuck. So like I said, he was a raving fucking lunatic. And being very candid, Joni got very sick at the beginning of her pregnancy. We had to change our lives completely. We ended up like, picking up and moving to the Hudson Valley, because New York City rent ain't no motherfucking joke. And I didn't want to really live like beneath like an aspiring drug dealer, and then living below, like beneath me was an aspiring DJ as well on coke. So I didn't think it was like the best like environment for a kid to grow up in. So I was like, you know what, let's try something different, and we did. But Chuck, like the minute Joni came back home from a hospital stint, it's like something like switched on him. Like it was completely crazy. It was like one day I knew this dog was kind of a maniac, and I was just like, really worried about how we were going to like work with his temperament. And then the next day, like he, and Joni likes to say, like he turns into her backpack. He would turn into her backpack. So he wouldn't leave her side the rest of the pregnancy. And he would put his paws on her shoulders and just put his head on her neck, just like waiting there until she wakes up. And he did that every night, would not leave her alone, wouldn't get off the bed. He would just crawl back in, just like make sure that she was okay. I don't know. Like he switched.
This is my second beer, so if I cry,
bro, it's crazy. Like, all right, animals are animals, right? I don't really like a lot of animals, right? They're cool, but they're not cool. Because nature's scary. Really, but like he was a dope ass dog. He was really cool. It's crazy how like animals are capable of at least sensing those kind of change, because I mean there's hormones that are introduced in the body, right? Like I think that's part of it, right? Like that change, the metaphysical.
Like this has happened in New York still, or when you moved to the Hudson Valley?
Yeah, so when we were still in New York, we were still living in Queens, we were probably there for another month or so because we literally got up and left, like ran. And so it wasn't long. It was literally within those weeks. Like the next day that she comes back home, she was gone for like a week, and he must have just like missed her so much that he just like did not want to leave her sight. And then throughout the entire pregnancy, when we lived in the Hudson Valley, same thing up until the baby was born, and he would use either her shoulder or her belly, and then when he was born, he would use Jackson as a little bit of poodle. It was amazing. I never understood it. Like he went from like completely like into a gentle giant, like figured out like, everyone's nice to me. I get to eat all the stupid things I want, and they let me wear stupid sweaters. I don't like the cold. They keep me warm. Literally, that was the best thing. Like seeing that dog get to be an old man. Like he just wanted to do simple things. Like we used to have a fireplace, and I would just put that on, and the dude would just like lay there like a potbelly pig, warming up, just like because he's sick and tired of being in northeast Pennsylvania at that time, and like it's like below something miserable, and we're fucking stuck inside. Yeah, fuck that, bro.
I got one cool dog story. I don't know if I ever told this in the pod. I have one cool dog story. Everyone knows I don't like dogs, but I do have one cool story. Okay. So when I moved to PA, my baby mom's had a dog. It was a big ass Rottweiler that was like 15.
Awesome.
And this was a Rottweiler where like they had a kennel, and the kennel door was just open, and it would just chill in the kennel all day on purpose. Like it would just I never saw this dog move. I was there for I moved there in August of 2010, and it wasn't until maybe October of 2010 I saw this thing move. Like that's how much. Like I thought this dog was dead a couple of times because it would just lay in the kennel chilling.
It gets there. Yeah.
So one day, like I said, I moved in with my baby moms and her parents and her 3 little brothers and sisters that were 2 and 3, or 2 and 1. And I remember the one day the parents left, and it was just me, my baby moms, and his kids. And I don't know where my baby moms were. I think she was in the bathroom or something. And I was like, damn, I want a cigarette. And as a joke, the dog's name was Addie. The dog's name was Addie, and I go to I go, yo, Addie, watch the kids. And this dog gets up out of the kennel, walks up real slow, because again, it's 15, and just sits upright in the middle of the living room. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. So I go outside, I'm smoking a fucking port, and all I hear is this weird noise that sounds like a giant humming. It's like, ooh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ooh. And I'm like, it's like somebody put a vacuum that don't work. And I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? And I'm like, I look in the house, and I could see through the curtain the dog is like trying to bark. And I look, and it's like one of the kids is like, it's climbing. There's a bookshelf like under where the TV is mounted. So the kid is like trying to climb on the mounted TV, and the dog is barking at it. And I ran inside, I'm like, get the fuck off the TV. And I was like, I grabbed the kid, I put him on the floor, and I'm like, thanks, Addie. And she just goes, ugh. And like walks back to her kennel.
Dogs, bro.
Oh, that's amazing.
Dogs be too smart. Dogs be too smart.
They're so good. They're so good at that
does shit like that all the time. Like she was like last night. Matter of fact, I was giving myself a haircut. I had taken my carpet off of my floor, so I didn't want to get hair on it. And I like folded it up in a corner. She started laying on it. I sweep it up, and as soon as I'm done sweeping it up, in my head I'm like, all right, I got to put the carpet on now. She looks at me and just gets up and gets off the carpet. I'm like, bitch, how the fuck did you know?
Yeah.
And I put the carpet down, and she laid right back down.
10, they understand English.
Yeah, they definitely do.
My dog is not anywhere near 10, but like this bitch smart, too smart.
Yeah.
How many years?
My dog isn't.
We've had her for I don't know how many years have I lived here. Probably about 2 or 3 years. I think she's like 3 or 4 years old, or some shit like that.
Thor is dumb as shit.
About 3 or 4 years. Shout out to Addie. I think Addie got hit by a car, but like. She got hit by a car like 18, so like she already was on borrowed time.
That was God taking him out. That was God taking out
I think that was honestly herself. I think that was honestly herself taking herself out.
You think that was suicide?
Oh, shit. Too long.
What the fuck is this? Yo, everything hurts. Like literally, that's exactly like dogs get to that point. Like when you see them and they look at you like, what the fuck
Why are
am
you
I
keeping me
doing
here?
here? Fuck you.
Like, I think it was
and
like,
then they shit on your
well,
couch.
Here's the thing that's crazy. So the dog like walked into traffic, which again, like I said, I don't see this dog fucking move. So the dog walked into traffic, but this is when we were living in Stroudsburg. There were no fucking cars on the road almost ever. Like that had to be plotted, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fact you
Well,
got
you
hit
think
by
he paid
a car
himself?
when
He
two
paid
cars a
somebody
week.
off.
The dog gonna hit on himself.
Yeah.
Or herself.
With a 50, like, and you're like, all right, when do you want it? Surprise. Like, and then that's it. Like, that's it, bro. It's like an episode of Barry. That's what it is, bro. Like, that's exactly. Like, I just came up with a plot line. Yo, put me as an EP. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want executive producer on season 4 for Barry.
But to get off the topic of sad dogs, I got a question. So you sent a clip to the group chat, and it was like this dude, probably in his like 30s, breakdancing at the club, right? And so to paint the picture of this dude, he was like breakdancing at the club to impress some woman. It looked really sad, honestly. Well, it was decent breakdancing. I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't the worst.
But the guy's fit. The guy's fit, like, lent me some questions, right? So, like, he's wearing, like, semi-baggy pants.
Caribbean
like,
uncle.
Sneakers.
That's what he is. That's the fit.
But here's
Caribbean
the thing.
uncle.
He wore a plaid t-shirt, like a plaid button-up with short sleeves. Yep. And, like, can we talk about the gorilla grip the plaid short sleeve button-up had on us in the early 2000s? Like,
such a grip.
Thing that looks good on anybody.
It does not look good. It does not look good.
Oh my god, I had so many of them.
So did I. I had green ones, red. Like, no, let's stop.
Did y'all ever do the shorts? Y'all never did the shorts, right?
Not the plaid shorts. Not plaid shorts.
Not the plaid shorts. Not the golf shorts.
Hold on. Let me ask a question though.
Go ahead. As you can see for the video listeners, I found my highest casual look. Black fitted t-shirts. Target, Goodfellow brand. It squeezes the arms just right. Perfect length. Size large. Perfect. But like, what is the gorilla grip that we all had with like button-up collared shirts that looked dumb on us in the early 2000s?
I don't know, man. Fat Farms had a corner on it. Think about all those. Think about all those motherfucking.
I dead ass want to get the baby fat logo tattooed on me.
Okay, that's stupid. Why? That don't even make sense.
Why the baby fat? Why not the Fat Farm?
Why not the Fat Farm? I would do the bull. I would do the bull.
The baby fat kind of exemplifies like who I am. You know what I mean? Like it's
a
like
fucking slender cat. Like
it's a feminine brand. It's a feminine brand, but it's still the hood. And I feel like I'm that nigga. Like I'm a hood nigga, but I'm still like I embrace my.
But you wear apple bottom jeans? Like that's what it is. Like.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about getting a pair of bell bottoms because let me say another thing too. And you know I hate the white man, but god damn it, if the white man doesn't wear pants that fit, oh my god, white niggas got pants game a lot, bro.
I kind of figured out a long time ago, and that's what's frustrating. And we're just catching up. Is it because
it's European sizes? I was having this conversation with my friend. It's like, I don't know. I think us brown people are thicker on the thighs, and that's why like white like sizing of jeans kind of fuck. Because I got thick thighs, and like I think the sizing of jeans like or pants or chinos even or like they're just made for like slimmer Europeans. Because like every time I see a white dude out here, they always got like a nice fit to their pants. Like
the part of it I think is like when we buy suits is that we don't tailor them.
Yes.
You know, we buy them off the rack.
But it's not even suits,
preach,
bro.
Brother.
But it's not even suits. It'd be like regular like chinos. Like,
but that's what I'm saying is that you need to tailor them. Listen, there was a time when you had to tailor all your pants. You couldn't just like it's part of it. And people took the extreme examples, like, you know, the people who were like on rayon strikes with like zoot suits and shit. But like, you know, like when you go away from that, when you tailor a fucking suit, and it's not much more. Like when you're paying for
like $20.
Yeah, so like even if you get like a nice lady who can do this for you, and she does it for like, you know, extra scratch money, so she can buy lotto tickets. do it, bro. Not only you're helping out a doña or some madam or some lady, however you may find her, she will be helping you out because you will look good. You need to tailor the suit. You need to tailor the suit.
Yeah. Yo, fitted clothing. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's a
Actually,
new
you know what?
thing.
I'm gonna take this time. I actually just reached out because of tailoring. You remind me of something. So I don't know if you heard in the group chat earlier, Joey, but my friend Janelli wants to be on the podcast. Now,
Yes,
Janelli does not
I
have
listened to-
podcast equipment,
I listened to the
but I just reached out. I just reached out real quick to. All right, so for the listeners, she does sell art.
She sounds
and
mad
her
fun. I'd love to
she-
meet Janelli.
her Instagram for her art sales is BX Art Bodega.
How
BX
about we
Art
do
Bodega.
this? How about I
BODGA.
send her this blue mic for a National Meat Treasure exclusive painting? That's all.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is, like, she doesn't have mic equipment, but like, Janelli would be like,
That's
you,
what I'm
you
saying.
guys gotta
I'm
follow
giving
her
her.
again. BX Art Bodega, BODEGA. You gotta buy her art, and you got tap it.
Yes.
She's so fucking funny, and like her personality
Tap in.
doesn't shine on Instagram the way it does. But speaking of tailoring, she was like the only person back in the day who used to tailor her skinny jeans. Like, and it was like a shitty stitching, like you could very much tell. But like she used to do that, and I just wanted to
did the
shout her
same
out real
thing.
quick. And I mean,
Wow.
I'll actually, I bought a painting off her. I'll grab it for the video listeners. Let me. be right back.
Yeah.
Talking about people. My ex used to do that tapering. Her
That's
her pants.
crazy.
Be with the fucking like she even like had like certain stitches. She's like, this is the cigarette taping. She was nuts about it. She didn't play.
That.
So I don't know.
It's hard
You got,
back.
there's like a little bit of glare from my windows, but
Janelli, this is fire.
I think this was like $15.
That's
So
fire.
like, if you guys want to head over there, BX Art Bodega, check it out because she does some cool stuff. She can't be in the pod because she doesn't have equipment, but check her the fuck out because I want to buy more off her, but like I want it larger because I'm trying to decorate.
I am sending her a mic. That's what I'm saying. I have an extra mic that has not been sold.
Dude, she sends me like a half hour solid of fucking audio messages on, like, without me talking. Like, I'll put my phone down, come back, and I have 15, 20 minutes of content.
I want to be
Amazing.
Janelli's friend. I want to be Janelli's friend.
Janelli is funny.
Janelli is very mentally
to
unstable, and it makes for great content. But yes, buy her art. Again, BX Art Bodega.
I love. I was, her Facebook. She kept coming back to it. She had like a mental rant of everything that was. It was like it. It felt a lot like this podcast, like just the thought vomit that comes out of our brains, like. And then it's I love the cadence. So shout out to you. Buy some art. BX Bodega artist, right? That's what you said.
BX Art Bodega.
Say it. Sorry.
That is her art Instagram. I don't know her personal Instagram, but I'm sure her personal is linked to the art one. She just texted me. I should support you and Cardona more and listen tomorrow when I'm finishing up this cleaning. Yes, you should.
Yes, you should. Damn it, Janelli.
Is a supporter of the pod as well.
If you're listening, and I want you to prove it to us right now, when you hear this message, I want you to send a message to Sasha and be like, I got it. I got it, boys. I was at 38 minutes and 15 seconds, and I got it. I got the message. What are you doing, Joseph?
She fucks with the National Meat Treasure until her episode drops Thursday. But yeah, just some really fucking sick shit. And yeah, but like, get back to the tapering. Yeah, she used to taper her jeans like what's it, 2000? Yeah. When did I meet her? 2006, 2005. Like she used to taper her jeans. And it was a bad stitching. Like it was obvious she stitched it, but like I like that she put that gumshoe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the gumshoe.
I'm grown with money, and I still don't taper my shit.
The gumshoe. Yeah.
I'm a broke nigga where I'll cuff my pants 46 times before.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. But this brings me to something because as we met Janelli in the metal and hardcore scene and just the scene in general, I want to talk about gatekeeping.
Okay.
And what it does to a useless genre. When people decided to get upset because a fictional character, decided to play a guitar and play a song from literally one of the the largest band in the entire world, right?
Are you talking about Game of Thrones?
I'm talking about that Eddie Munson. So if you haven't watched Stranger Season Part 2, I will give you a mild spoiler. It is not really a spoiler. You've probably seen it 100 times already. He plays guitar, and when he plays guitar, he plays Master of Puppets by Metallica, and he fucking kills it, right? It's fucking cool. It's such a great scene because of like where he is. Like it's literally like a wet dream for Sasha. It's red, black, it's never sunshine. There's demons flying over the sky, and it's just cool, right? And he plays the shit out of the song, but there's also gatekeeping in the shitty metal community of people getting upset because a song has been repopularized because of a show, and literally saying, "Oh, well, you don't really like the genre. You're just new from coming from Stranger Things." First off, Metallica doesn't care. Okay, if you're old enough, if you're old enough to remember, the only thing they want is to get paid. Because back in the day when Napster was around, all they ever wanted to do was get paid. They don't give a shit. They want to see what the bottom line is. You think they want you gatekeeping from a 14-year-old, you piece of shit? You fucking like 39-year-old idiot living like in some stupid fucking town talking about how Metallica is important to you. They don't even give a shit. You can't afford the tickets. Let's be real. You can't afford the tickets.
You know what? Let's Google it. Let's Google what a Metallica concert is going for. If there's any
$400 probably, $500.
No way.
Let's just
the front row.
Let's just start. No. Let's just like say this out in the open. Like, just because you've liked a band for a long time does not make you shit.
Especially Metallica, of all the things in the world,
bro. Nigga,
that's the most commercialized.
You can throw a rock in a fucking cornfield with 8 people in it and guarantee you're gonna hit a nigga who likes Metallica.
Oh, you know what?
You were close. Right now, there's a Metallica show going on in August at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. I'm not really sure where that is, but tickets that are relatively close to the stage are going for $320 to $512.
Okay, so that's,
you were pretty close with that 400,
and that's just a show with them. So like, you remember that big four, right? When they did that tour with Iron Maiden and who was it? It was like another band. I'm trying to remember. It was Iron Maiden, Metallica, and Testament. I don't know. Some other metal band. Megadeth. I think it might have been Megadeth. So anyway, they all played a show at Yankee Stadium, and tickets in front row were going for like $1,200, $1,600. So I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. Because Yankee Stadium, bro. Like, so like obviously it's a premium event, right? But still, bro. Like this isn't your local high school metal band that you found, on an 80s forum board. Like, this is Metallica. You literally can't stand up for them because there's nothing that, like, they don't even want you as a fan. Like, they don't even appreciate you because you're not buying anything new. You're not buying anything new.
Different than mine. Your internet's different than mine because who are you seeing this from? Because I haven't seen any like people like
really
Metallica's under. I mean, I've never liked Metallica to begin with, so that's not my internet. But like,
wait, hold on, you didn't like Metallica at all?
I never really did either.
Here's my Metallica journey. I liked. Brace yourselves, folks. All right, and I know that the niche audience, the audience that is not in the metal niche, won't get this. But this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people. My favorite and only Metallica song I like, don't crucify me, is Saint Anger.
I respect that.
No, nobody does.
That album, dude.
Nobody does.
Why? That's how I feel about Yeezus. And I heard a song from Yeezus in Tropical Smoothie Cafe earlier today, and I was like, this was a good fucking album, bro.
Yeezus was a banger, bro. Yeezus didn't even take time to grow on me. Like, I liked it immediately.
Anyway, I never really liked Metallica either, but it was just kind of because by the time I really tried to, like, my boy tried to put me onto Metallica, having been into heavier in other kinds of metal. It just seemed very
it
like
didn't get
white
you at the right time. That was the problem, bro.
Had I gotten it a few years earlier,
bro,
because I mean, I heard Master of the Puppets was like he gave me the S&M like live album. I heard Master of the Puppets. I was like, nah, this shit is crazy.
I'll give you this as well. I don't know how well versed you guys are in Slayer. Favorite Slayer album? God Hates Us All, which is the one everyone hates.
It was Slayer, Metallica, and I think it was Testament and Megadeth. So like that's who played at concert.
Megadeth. But wait, God Hates Us All and Saint Anger were my favorite, but I heard them when I was like, 13, 14 years old. So like I was like, this was in my cringy metal era.
It was that late? It was that late?
So God Hates Us All dropped in 2001, according to Google, and let me see when Saint Anger dropped. I believe that was like 2002.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we were old.
Nah, maybe even
I was in high school.
Older than that,
and it was my like edgy. It was my edgy era, you know.
Wow, I totally forgot about that.
I want to be spicy and toxic.
I heard Master of Puppets right about 12, 13.
Yes. Saint Anger dropped in 2003, so I was 16, 17, 15, something like that.
Yeah,
I graduated high school in 2005, so I was 18.
This is amazing. Well, you know, I love this.
So wait, what was the answer to the question? Who are you seeing this from? Who are these angry Metallica fans?
Obviously, I have enough of certain people still lingering around me.
Here's a question.
Because, you know,
are you seeing it from people you know, or is this like the thought like ideology amongst like the people? Because you know how you see people you know on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, and then there's like thoughts that you like. You see thoughts from people that you don't really know, like Reels or TikToks, like, oh, this is terrible.
Sure.
Are you seeing it from people you know, or people like, or is this just like the ideology amongst everyone?
It's coming in from both lanes. You know, unfortunately, I know human beings who have these thoughts and share them. And then I also see, you know, obviously the abundance of, you know, of media targeting this, you know, talking about like, whoa, like what's going on? But it is a weird thing to be hung up on, man. Like,
it is.
Why are you hung up for Metallica? Like,
I love
there's
this
reason.
Podcast has no format
at all.
We were talking about niggas with no socks and Timbs 20 minutes ago. Now we're talking about
niggas was tearing up about pets. But wait, let's break down the psychology.
Bro, this is why I have show notes.
I like something and I love it. Therefore, you can't like it because I liked it before you.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
What is going on in your brain and your heart, my brother?
It's a crazy thing to be attached to.
Like, niggas can't like shit. The shit you like, you don't want other people to like.
I don't know. I don't see Sasha gatekeeping for Drake. That's all I'm saying. Because
I'm trying to spread.
Can you imagine? If you weren't on.
Entirely off topic, Joey. If you raise your volume because you're always low, and I feel like we talk over you so much.
My fault. You can't hear me.
So, like, are you like? Does it? If you raise your volume, will it affect the actual released recording?
Can I? No, I
meant to ask you like earlier in the week.
I can always change that. The funny thing is, it's like my shit is coming in like nice and hot. But how's this? Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like we always talk over you because we can't hear you. And then in the recording, it sounds fine. But like, I don't know.
All right, I'm here.
I love 89 episodes in. I finally bring this up. But now, like, Googling like Metallica, Stranger Things to see like the thoughts of people. But it's mostly just like, you know, random. You know how blogs like Men's Health posted, and they're like, oh,
Men's Health?
Metallica appeared on Stranger Things, but they don't talk about people's opinions. I'm trying to see if there's any like comments
they hit the top 10, the top 100 was it, or was it top 10 that they hit? They actually broke like today, or the other day.
A week before, niggas was going crazy over running up that hill, but for Kate Bush, and that shit is kind of hard. That shit is fucking hard, bro.
You can't deny it. I get it. Listen, it is overplayed at this point, but still, when you hear it, when you're like running up that hill, you like for the first time, and you're like, oh shit, where did this come from? The melody
has the perfect kind of tension in it. That's just like, it hits you right in the
Describe
gut.
it. Describe it.
But yellow berries.
But
berries.
These are just we have to be clear, like these are just another group of insecure white men who are upset, Right. I mean, I know we know somebody who's not white who feels this way,
Yeah,
but that's just like whatever.
that is whatever. Shout out to Jason.
Damn.
We love you, bro. He's
you don't listen to this.
Though, Jason would be the one to listen to the pod though, because he supports.
Yo, that we'll find out.
Right. If he
Jason,
tunes in, if you hear this and you listen, you valid. If you don't hear this, suck my dick, nigga.
It took us this long to get to this point.
Honestly, we get like a few hundred downloads a week, and I know it's more than people we know listening, so I don't really fucking know who's tapping in. So sometimes I'm gonna say suck my dick, nigga. Sometimes I'm gonna say you valid. It is what it is. I'm fucking tossed right now. I'm debating on having another drink. I'm debating on having another drink.
Have another drink.
Didn't take that much convincing. Be right back.
Yes. That's what I like. That's what it takes. Bro. Thinking about it. We are refilling, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting to the topic of refilling. Be with us. How are you doing? How's life? You know, think about the things that make you happy. Think about the things. How's your day, man? Wow. Good for you.
I love listening to you to your ad for Instacart. You're like, get yourself some snacks. You had a long life. I love it. I'm just like, yeah, man. Yo, I need a snack.
So, yo, why'd your camera go off, Sasha? Damn, we're having all kinds of technical
difficulties. He's not wearing pants because he's probably smart. He probably.
I'm not he's showing groin. That's what he's trying to do. Full on.
I'll pour my club soda. Hold on, guys.
You're pouring club soda. I hate that you call it club soda. Like you are, like you are like a 65-year-old like man that lives in an old apartment, just calling for club soda.
Yo, time out. Y'all niggas fit to like y'all niggas fit to link up in Copenhagen, take a flight to Copenhagen, because there's a tour, right? It's Metallica, Iron Maiden, Kiss, Judas Priest, Korn, Merciful Fate, Opeth, Emperor, and more.
That's actually kind of hot. But I don't want to be there. 22. I also don't ever want to be there. Right, nothing about that sounds fun.
First of all, nigga, it's called club soda. Like, it's not seltzer. Weren't you the one that made the distinction? That club,
there is this distinction.
Club soda has potassium and seltzer doesn't. Aren't you the one who told me that?
For taste.
That's what it's called. That's what it's in the bottle. Club soda. That's all I drink now.
Okay.
Because when you're at a club or a bar and you order and you say soda, that's what they give you. They give you seltzer.
That's all I drink now. Tequila, club soda, and lime juice. That's the only thing I drink, and beer.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. I don't know, man.
You know what's crazy? You
look like The Rock with dreads. Can you like stop like with your little chain? Like we haven't brought it back. Chains on. You still got to fight The Rock.
I bought 2 of these chains on Amazon and one of these off of Tally, and I have not taken them off for like 8 months that I've had them. They've been on this whole time.
Wow.
Shout out to stainless steel.
Way to commit.
But what was I saying? I totally lost. Where did my fucking vape go? I don't know. But I have 2. I have one that's like empty. It says it's empty, but it like if I puff on it after like it sits for a while, it's fine. And then I have a mint one. I don't know what I did.
I like this.
But like all I drink is club soda, lime, tequila. Do you guys fuck with cocktails? I really don't. I feel like you're paying more money for more calories.
I love
cocktails. I count calories.
Hold on. Are we counting anything more than just the alcohol cocktail? Because like that's a real question in my head, right? Like once you make it a vodka and cranberry, is it a cocktail?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything can technically be like a cocktail, right? Like, so I like myself a tequila sunrise. I mean,
this is again straight tequila, club soda, which is water, and lime juice. That's all I drink now. It gets me the nicest kind of fucked up. It's more or less the cheapest thing, the cheapest like alcoholic drink you can get. That's not like corny, like that's not like filled with sugar or like a. Sometimes I get a vodka Red Bull because like if I'm trying to party, but that's very very rare. I think I've had a vodka Red Bull in like a year.
So am I corny for ordering tequila sunrise? I never blink.
Fire.
I never blink when a man
actually, what's correct shit? I do fuck with margaritas a whole
I
lot
love
and
Ooh.
mimosas. When I do
Love
my
a
brunch,
marg.
I do fuck with mimosas, but I keep it
I like
light on
mimosas
mimosas
too.
because like calories. Orange juice is very high in calories.
I love
Margaritas.
bellinis, which is a
Mm,
mimosa but peach juice instead.
mm.
Bellinis.
I
Oh,
like the way you say Bellini. We need Bellinis, like in
Dude,
front of the veranda.
I want to shout them out, but I can't because it's so. Here's my thing, right? I live downtown, and when I only I've talked about this so many times. I only party in the daytime. You know what I mean? Like after like 9 o'clock, like yeah, I'll walk around the city. I'll people watch, but I'm not really trying to get fucked up for real. Like I have one drink, chill, whatever. And like there's this one place I go to in the daytime. They have amazing brunch and they have amazing drinks and amazing service. But they're always fucking empty, and I have no idea why. And I just never want to shout them out because, like, when I go to like, because I live in a city, so when I walk downtown to like the 6 different brunch spots that are downtown, every single time packed, hour wait. Fuck
Oh,
that.
so you gatekeeping
This
mimosa, bro?
I'm
Mimosas.
gatekeeping as fuck because this place it's not like empty.
Wow.
This place
Cancel Sasha.
it's probably about an hour walk from me, but maybe like a 5 minute drive. Every time, dude, I went there on Mother's Day to a brunch spot and it was empty. And
Wow.
bro, the
That's
bartenders, let me
crazy.
tell you, this it reminds me of white slavery, bro, because the white guys come up and they're just like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like they give you the whole spiel. The
Oh,
first time I
wow.
went there, they gave me free coffee, and it was free alcoholic coffee. It was like a coffee with Bailey's. I walked in there,
Mm.
I was the only one in there, and I was a suspect at first because I was like, "This food's gonna suck if I'm the only person in here at 1 o'clock on a fucking Sunday." Nope. It was amazing and cheap. They gave me these
I
salmon
love that.
eggs Benedict with like a hot sauce that was homemade, and I walked out with these cinnamon rolls. The cinnamon rolls were $9, but it was 3 cinnamon rolls the size of my fucking face, my G. Oh my! I'm never telling anybody about the spot. It is amazing.
How are you gatekeeping?
I'm
wow.
gatekeeping a shit because everywhere in Detroit is crowded for brunch. You know what it is? It's a white spot. I feel like white people don't do brunch. Black people do brunch, and the black
White
spots,
people do brunch,
Continental.
bro. White
What's
people do brunch,
there's one that
bro.
starts with an H down
Stop it.
here.
The first time I went to a brunch was, I mean,
Bro,
honestly, the only
that was
times I've went to brunch
exclusively a white
for
sport
white people.
for like 20
Yeah.
years. Like,
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, and then
Put
Negroes
respect
found it,
on.
and then white people said it was it was classless.
No. They still have their brunches. Trust me. Trust me.
Did brunch come out because like white people had the luxury of sleeping in and they could have their first meal be
Yes,
around
and they always
lunchtime
wanted to wear
and
those hats. They always wanted to
everybody
wear
else
those
had to fucking have breakfast at
at their
7 a.m.
time.
because you had to be at work at 9? Is that how
Yeah.
brunch was about? Or did
They,
I
they
just,
they got up at like 10:30, 11, and they wanted to eat breakfast, and they got
yeah,
mad because somebody said breakfast was over. It's like, what do you
yeah.
mean it's over? And and history was made. We had our first
Breakfast
brunch.
doesn't end until I eat, nigga.
Until I eat. You hold on. What did you just say? Shit, Beccasaurus ain't saying that, okay? If she is, she's getting
Shit, my
mollywopped
hitter,
off
my
the
hitter,
my
my
hitter, my
hitter.
hitter. Oh, that shit killed me, bro. That shit like murdered me. That poor man is dead inside. That he really is about to just exit the
She might be dead
relationship.
outside.
Yo,
And that's why
imagine.
we shun interracial on this podcast.
That's a fact. Aside from me. Aside from me.
I'm not. No, not being.
Don't mix
Not this
unless
week.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
with
say this
me.
though. So this weekend, so I've been trying to furnish my apartment, right? So all right. So here's my thing, right? We've seen, if you've been listening, you heard about my couch journey, right? My building is very bougie, and they only let people move in their shit to the basement. I had bought a couch, and it wasn't. It was too big to fit in the basement. It would have fit in the lobby, but they wouldn't let me take it in the lobby, and I signed the shit in the lease, so they wouldn't let me take it in, right? So I kind of gave up on the couch situation, but like that was, like 10 months ago. I just renewed my lease. I've gotten more friends around here. I'm trying to have more company. And, I renewed my lease and Detroit shuts the fuck down in the winter. So I'm trying to just have a comfortable, nice space. So I've been looking for different options of getting shit in here, right? And where was I going with the story? Anyway, I'm gonna just keep going until I find it again. So
that's a motto for life.
I'm a little sauced. So like, I don't know where I was going. Fuck. But yeah, so I bought a futon that's actually really comfortable, and I want to get a second one. Yes, I want to get a second one, so it's like a mock kind of sectional vibe.
Nice
pillows on there because it's a very comfortable sectional. For
when is the futon gonna make an appearance, if you will? I think we can make.
You know what? I was thinking about moving around my apartment to get a little more feng shui, but here's the thing. So one of my friends suggested. So all right, if you're on the video, what you see right now is my desk. It's against the wall, and my window is in front of me. Right, I have a wall to ceiling to floor windows in my apartment, and my bed is it's a studio apartment, 430 square feet. It's really tiny. My bed is on the far left side. Now, the thing about my bed is that when I'm laying in bed, I can see, like, I think it's the Chrysler Tower or Ford Tower. It's a really beautiful view. And one of my friends suggested putting my bed right here where my desk setup is, so that I have the two sectionals and then my bed, and it's kind of like a circle of comfort. But then I won't have that view from my bed. So I might remodel. You may or may not see the couch. I don't know. But like, for right now, I'm just working with what I got. I don't know where I started this. Why is my fucking phone? Is somebody texting me?
I think I think this might be the indicator that we're at a good point in this conversation. Sometimes we lose ourselves, and that's the best part of the National Meat Treasure, because not only do we lose ourselves, we find ourselves.
Can I just say something too? I want to say no. I really want to say I appreciate everyone who listens, and like my goal in this pod, because a lot of people ask me like, what is my podcast about? And for me personally, my podcast collections that I listen to are about nothing. Like just random thought vomit from miscellaneous comedians or just random people who started podcasts for the pandemic. You know, I feel like we get bombarded with like the news and the gun laws and the Roe v. Wade and this, that, third. And I really want this to be a space where people just shut their fucking brains off and laugh or relate or whatever the fuck. You know, I know that in the Black community, there's a lot of like the datosphere is really popular, and that shit is really draining because it's like you really think you're not gonna find nobody because like everybody wants you to have money or be a masculine or whatever, and like that shit is corny because like that shit. First of all, that shit is the white man's law, but like you know, I just want people to like really veg out, and like you know, we have weeks where maybe 500 people listen to this thing, and weeks where 30 do, and like I appreciate everybody who listens. I appreciate everybody who understands what we're trying to do. I appreciate everyone who shares our clips. Even the people who like send me clips just to like talk about the clips that I post and then I'll post my story. Like I appreciate all that. But like I said, this is a space to really shut your head the fuck off and just laugh or laugh at me. You know, I'm a corny ass nigga. You can laugh at me all day. And just
you can laugh at us.
I know a lot of people. It's a vibe. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't want to start podcasts because they don't know what to talk about. Like if you don't have nothing to talk about, you should absolutely start a podcast because fucking I just love talking about nothing. And I would say this for me personally, this really feels like the space. I don't really have like a lot of male friends. I haven't made any new ones. Detroit is very much a space where the Black men are just like they're niggas, bro. Like they really have not had a progressive thought in years. So this podcast really fills that space in me. And I just really want to thank everybody for listening and people who share clips and the randos who pop up on Instagram and tap in. We're at 250 YouTube subscribers. And I remember thinking it was crazy. We had 24 last summer. And just want to say a big thanks to fucking everybody who's been tapping in. Whether it's you really tap in constantly or tap in and tap out. I just want, like I said, the goal here is to just, we are not educated niggas. We are not smart niggas. We are just niggas trying to just talk. And just get you to fucking like melt your brain while you're sending out emails. Even myself, like when I work from home. So like when I work from home, like and I'm not on the phone, I just put on fucking Bobby Lee or the niggas from fucking whatever.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I just let let the podcast flow to let my brain melt and let niggas talk about whatever they want to talk about. Because there was a podcast I listened to relatively recently. I don't remember the name of it, but one of the guys on it is Van Lathan, and he was I don't know if you remember that Kanye thing where he said slavery was a choice.
Yes.
There was a clip Yeah, there was a clip. So he said slavery was a choice, and some dude working at TMZ gave him this like long speech about like why he was saying it was wrong, and it was really eloquently worded and really beautiful. And that guy has a podcast. But like listening to his podcast sometimes, like he does talk about political issues. He does have like political pundits on the podcast, and you know sometimes you get really depressed hearing an hour straight about a shooting or this, that, and third. And you know, whereas I like that podcast, sometimes it's not the place for it, but like, there's always a place for like comedy or just off the cuff, shooting from the hip bullshit podcast. And I'm glad everyone like we've hit a point where like there was a point where we were getting like 7 listeners a week, and now we're hitting like pretty much 100 consistently every week. So I just want to thank everybody who's been tapping in. And again, like sometimes we hit 500, 600. And I just want to thank everybody who's been tapping in, who's been consistent, who's been here with us. And yeah, I mean,
we love you. We really do. Shout out to you. Yo, shout out to Calipari's. Shout out to Calipari's because they got this man feeling really warm. Bro, I think I know.
I gotta tell.
Yo, we had you on Coquito at the house, and you were mad sweet. I'll say that. We had you on Coquito, like really rummed the fuck up, and Sasha was nice, like more nice than usual. Like he was just like, "Hi, how's everybody?"
I talked about this on TikTok. Like when you drink, you should be a better version of yourself. Like you should not. And I learned this when I was my brief stint in college. When I was so I went to college for those who don't know. I was in college twice for 2 semesters. One when I was 31 and one when I was 19, or 32 during the pandemic. And I remember during the pandemic, I had a problem where I had to submit an essay, and the essay was like answer XYZ question, and this question could have been answered in 20 words, but the essay had to be 3,000. So I'm sitting there thinking, like I'm sitting there so annoyed that I have to like keep repeating myself to answer this question. And I remember at the time I was on like a vacation with the girl I was seeing, and I said, I drank 2 beers. I think they were like 9% beers or 8. I drank 2 beers. The words were fucking vomiting out of me. Like it was, I got like a fucking minus on this essay.
That's how weed works for me. Like literally, that's like, and I think even the listeners hear the difference. Like without it, I kind of like ramble and kind of become uncontrollable. With the weed, it allows all of those things kind of unhinge. And the cool thing, like I don't know if there's anybody out there in the world that has to use multiple languages in their job. So when I have to sell in Spanish, it's really difficult for me because I have to like make my brain also think in Spanish versus like its default to always think in English. So I smoke a little bit of the herba, and I can do it. I'm talking smexy. I've got the meeting out of my hands. I get the contract done. Listen, I think everyone needs it. I think everyone needs their social lubricant, whatever it is.
Yeah, if it's social lubricant. It's meth. But this is like exactly what I'm saying. Like it's supposed to be social lubricant. Like you should not. And there's a couple of people that I know personally that listen to this podcast that get fucked up and fight and friendships and are weird and throwing up. No, here's the thing about drinking. I do not advocate for drinking and driving, but if you're drinking to the point where you can't drive, stop. Because 2 drinks, you should be the
feeling
top,
great.
The top person. You should be like first date you on 2 drinks. Like, and stop there. Have some chips. And you want to keep drinking again in 45 minutes. But like drinking is supposed to make you so much cooler. Like you're like when you should be able to drink and go to work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I haven't drank so. I haven't tried this yet because I've been so I work in sales, so I've been mostly like shooting off like emails rather than calling because I haven't really had as much luck calling as I have with emails. But I haven't drank at work, but I'm sure if I did, like I'd be
try
a miracle on it.
Try it.
I'm not gonna try it because I'm not gonna get drunk at work. But
you don't have to be at work. You also work from home.
I work from home. You know
Tell me not everybody.
They have beer. You know what's so funny? They have like so. 30. I work from 8 to 5, and 3 o'clock is like power hour, where they like everybody wants you to call as much as possible, and then 4 o'clock is beer o'clock.
Yeah.
So they had like a keg at work, and they want you to drink to deflate. But I'm like, yo, this should have power hour at like 2. And then let us call.
It'd probably be more producive. It'd probably be more productive for sure. But like,
I'm already
seriously,
like laid back. I'm already laid back when I call. So like, because like I remember like this one woman I was talking to. Somebody gave me a client, and they were like, "Yo, I can't get this lady to budge." And I'm like, I called her, and I was like, "Yo, listen, I'm your new rep. What's the deal? Like, why haven't you?" Because she's quoted with us 1,000,000 times, but we never win the quotes. So I was like, "Yo." I don't remember her name. Let's just say Katie. And I was like, Katie, what do we got to do to get your business? And she's like, yo, like, you're too expensive. And I was like, yo, how cheap you need me to be, Ma? I didn't say Ma, but in my head, I thought, you know what I mean?
In my head.
You think some shit.
In my head, bro. Trust me. When there's times. Yo, you know what's satisfying?
Because of this podcast, because I was gonna drop the account because like she told me a price she got that was like way cheaper than anything I could possibly fucking offer. Like, to the point where I thought she was lying. Like, because I looked up like statistics of like what the thing I was selling was going for, and it was like $200. Then she got it $200 more than what she got it for, and I was like, you got to be lying. But I'm gonna, you know what? Tomorrow, because this podcast, I'm gonna email tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, listen, Katie. Work with your boy. Let me be a tool in your tool belt.
Talk that.
Listen, I always revert to like. So you're saying if we meet that or close to that, we have a deal?
I sent her like the stock email, like, "Hey, we're always trying to be more competitive with our prices, so like keep quoting us and like keep." Because her thing was like she didn't quote us for months, so I reached out and I was like, "Listen. You haven't quoted us in months. What's going on?" And she's like, "You're too expensive every time." So I just stopped sending you quotes. And I was like, "Yo, just keep sending us quotes, man. Like, let me know. Let me know what you need."
You never know.
And it was funny because I sent her a price that was the wrong price. I sent her a price that was like way too low because I read the so basically I reached out to a different department in my team saying, "Hey, what should I price this at?" And they were like, "This is what you should price it at for the third party." So I sent her that price. Now the price I sent her should have been like $300 higher, and I was like, "Shit, I hope she don't take this." But then she like emailed me back, and she's like, "I got it for this price that was $100 cheaper."
And you're like, "No fucking way."
The baseline price, and I'm like, "Why are you lying to me like this?" Why are you gonna do that? I'm about to email her Monday, like, "Yo, listen." Listen, man. I know that was a fluke. Don't play with me. Don't play with the kid, bro. Like, I know you're not getting that cheap every time.
Yeah. It's probably true. She's yanking your chain. She's trying to see what you'll offer, and you're gonna offer, and that's the point of it. When you're working with a salesperson, talk to them. Open up. Let's hear it.
I'm gonna talk to Katie. I almost shouted out her company name. I'm not gonna do that, but
let's not do that. And on that note, I think it's a good place to end this wonderful episode. Again, much like Sasha's sentiment earlier, we really do appreciate all the comments and you know, it sounds like jargon, but it really is awesome because we're getting to do something that we really care about. And it gets to do a lot for us, you know, in a lot of different ways, whether you believe in us or you've known us or you stumbled upon us, however you've kind of found this podcast. And if we're kind of that solace for you where you kind of laugh and giggle and joke about, you know, dumb things that you shouldn't joke about, I'm happy with it. So definitely rate, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, keep commenting. I love it. I like that chicken scenario. Listen, we thought it was a stupid idea just talking between each other, but apparently it's enough where all of you are actually arguing the merits. But if I'm keeping tally, Sasha, I believe I win. Everyone goes for the chicken. Everyone goes for the chicken.
The smartest answer I heard from the comments between Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, the smartest comment I heard, I think it came from Instagram, and it was a guy who said, "I'll take chickens and get a motorcycle," which that's valid because as for me specifically, I love warm weather. So that would mean I would have to move to, because you can't drive a motorcycle in the winter in Detroit. You'll die. You'll literally die. But if I had to like do that, like then that would mean I would have to move to Atlanta or Miami, which is where I want to live. Like, that's where I want to end my days. So that, dude, I remember I know one guy with a motorcycle, my boy BJ, and he lives in Vegas and he can't drive his motorcycle because it's like you have to buy a leather jacket. It gets too cold. You get bug in his face. But if I was like, fuck it, I have to move to the warmest climate possible and move to Miami or move to even Mexico. I mean, that wins. I can't argue that. So the chicken wins the argument. And if you didn't see the last episode, please tune in.
Yes. Hand it off to you if whoever wants to take it. Hold the baton.
Oh yeah, I'll take it. Follow at National Meat Treasure on Instagram and TikTok. Follow myself at thin.cruel.lips on Instagram and TikTok. Please keep liking. Please keep sharing. Please keep rating, subscribing. I did. Oh yeah, I'm gonna shout out Janelli at BX Art Bodega if you want to buy some weird gothic art. I still have it here. Let me just flash it one more time for the cameras. Again, this was really if you're an audio listener, it's a really gothic, dark art. She does mostly, I think her medium is like pen and paper, and like this for just being pen and marker, like this is kind of fucking insane. If you're an audio listener, tap into the video. If you don't want to type in the video, again at BX Art Bodega, go check her shit out. It's fucking crazy. This
check the homie out.
What do you think this is? I think this is like 6 inches by 4 inches. Or 8 inches by 4 inches.
It's about 6 inches. Yeah, every man's story.
Or maybe we'll say 8. I think it's 8 by 4. It was $15. It's really cool. Please tap into her shit and tell her to get a fucking mic so she can be a guest on this. And also, if you want to be a guest on this, it's been a long time since we had a guest. I kind of want to have Abe on again. I was gonna say that in the chat. I want to have Abe on again because I think it's funny as shit.
Bro, I got a couple requests. A couple people I know want to be on the pad.
And I didn't. I heard Abon, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Abon?"
I might. What, dude? I might. So Abe had like a little viral controversy where basically on TikTok he had. So basically, a guy on TikTok had said, "I'd rather drink this," and then said like, Heineken, Corona, domestic, cheap beers rather than this. And it was like, Golden Monkey, Victory, shit like that. And sure. Abe was like, that's because you like to drink piss. And then a bunch of his comments were like, you're classist, da, 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 da. So Abe, if you're listening and you want to come on again and defend your stance, please do.
I like
also, fix your fucking mic. Your audio kind of sucked in the last episode, but I really fuck with you. That was a really fun ass episode. And again, anyone else who wants to, if you have, again, let me stress this too. Don't fucking ask to be in the podcast if you don't have fucking audio equipment, bro. Like that's just dumb. If you don't, like, we're not having you in on shitty audio. If you have a clean ass mic, if you have GarageBand or whatever the Microsoft equivalent is, pop out. We'd love to have you. Even if you suck, we'll cut you off in 15 and we can get back to being funny as shit. But yeah, like let us know, DM us if you got something to promote. I think it's been, when was the last guest we had? Like 6 months ago, maybe at this point?
Yeah,
4 months?
Some shit like that.
It's been a minute. And I want to branch out. So especially if you have a fucking audience, if you have a bunch of followers, let us know. But again, that's follow me at thin.cruel.lips and follow at National Meat Treasure on Instagram and TikTok and at NMT Pod on Facebook. Share our shits, like, subscribe, etc., etc. You know the vibes. Joey, take it away.
And follow me at Saint Thrilla on Instagram and TikTok. And follow at 303BAM on Instagram, TikTok, and all streaming platforms.
What a
yes, at 303BAM just dropped a new tape. I know Joey gets offended when I say this, but like it is for fans of drill. I know you say it's not drill, but for fans of drill,
I don't get offended. I don't think drill people like it because drill is so specific that when a nigga's really into drill and you play something that's not drill, they're like, ugh.
Okay, but you can still do that demon dance to it.
Oh, absolutely. And wait till y'all see the video. You know what? I'm not.
All right.
What's that album called?
Against Me.
Against Me by 303 BAM. Tap in. Even if you don't fucking like it, just like fucking put it on fucking mute on fucking your phone and go to sleep. You know,
run that shit up.
Yeah,
Please.
run that shit up. That shit is. I was listening to that shit 3 days ago. That shit was fucking hard. Run that shit up, and I'm gonna let you take it away, Christian.
It's been the National Meat Treasure. I hope you have a wonderful week.
And wear socks with your Timbs.
Please do. We love you. Bye-bye.